In this course, we'll be programming in Visual Basic. Visual Basic, like all computer programming languages, has a regular syntax and a grammar. And unlike human language, written or spoken language, a computer language has to be very concise and unambiguous. There can't be any ambiguity allowed. And so the grammar and the syntax and the use of keywords is much more stringent than what we would permit in communicating with a human being who might be able to intuitively understand what we intend to convey with our speech or with our written word. Okay, so let's have an example of what syntax is. So here we have a module open in the Visual Basic language, and we're going to create a main subroutine. And in here, we're going to give a couple simple commands and create a Hello World program. Hello World is kind of a traditional program that does the simplest thing that a computer program can do, which is just to output a line to whatever its display method is. Print it on a printer, or put it on a video screen, or send it to a file. Okay, so we're going to do a little Hello World. And the syntax here has a regular structure of an object and a method, and then the string value, the text value that we want to display. Okay, so to our console object, we're using the WriteLine method, and that's the way that Visual Basic syntax is structured. Okay, so syntax is just regular grammar. One of the things that the integrated development environment, the programmer's editor, in this case Visual Studio, can do for us is if we make a mistake in our syntax, that can often be detected. So let's say I misspell line. When I do that, notice that the IntelliSense system gives me a red squiggly line that says, I don't know what you're trying to convey here, but that isn't a recognized existing object or keyword, and so that syntax is not correct. So syntax errors are pretty easy to detect. They're often detected for you automatically and at the design time when we are writing the code. Okay. So we have to adhere to proper grammar rules, and the IntelliSense system will help us to do that. The other aspect of a computer language that we will encounter is our logic. And unfortunately, the logic can't be tested or detected automatically for us by the editor to tell us if we're telling the computer to do something silly. So as long as we use proper syntax, our logic can, of course, be flawed. Okay, so let's take a look at the results of a very simple program. And so our main subroutine, which is going to be invoked when we execute the program, is going to the console object, invoke the WriteLine method, and output hello world. And then to keep the window from closing on us, we're going to open a console window here. We're going to have a little read key. So it's going to wait until I hit a key to finish the run. So let's go ahead and run that. And here we have hello world in the output, and it's waiting patiently for me to hit a key, which I'll do now, and the program ends.